Hey everyone, Suzi here, and today we're playing a Watcher of Realms. For today's video, I'm gonna watch and react to the New York City meetup exclusive preview of the upcoming content. So I'm actually going to take moments to pause, reflect on maybe things we talked about while we were there, show a couple clips of while we were there, and yeah, I've decided to do this in a separate video. The Dev Talk video was also part of the event, but I don't think that's more of a general behind the scenes of the company. And while it shows the new characters and stuff, I don't think that's one that's needed to necessarily talk about the meetup event experience, where obviously this one is intended to do so. So I hope this format works. I'm gonna pause in between times and reflect on things so I'm not talking over the audio of the video. And I'm trying this little setup with using my camera. I don't know, it looks weirder. It's not as good quality. It's not as set and polished feeling as the other selfie camera settings. So I feel a little self-conscious because I feel like, anyway, well, let's just play.
Soon, a new journey is about to unfold. It's not just an update, but the door to the next phase. New faction. A rising force emerges across the lands of Taya. The Adepts of Vesper Shade. Masters of combat support with impressively long range. Bringing new strategies to the battlefield.
Alright, so the Adepts of Vesper Shade. This is an interesting one because obviously we don't know anything else about this faction quite yet. They just gave that little tiny teaser. Maybe there'll be some interesting lore behind it. But what we did learn at the meetup event was a couple things. We did ask questions about this. This was my question.
And we have some questions from our KOCs, so perhaps I can ask Michelle to run our microphone over to the people with the questions.
Hello, hello. All right, we were talking about the roadmap you showed. So we have a question specifically for that. The new faction. Will old heroes be added to the new faction once it's released to give them new utility and purpose? Or will it only be made of newly released heroes? And then will that be ancient exclusive faction or in the normal pool? Sure.
So as to this question, after the new faction launches, for sure we'll have some existing heroes to be added to this faction and giving them new roles and purposes. And the new faction will not be exclusive to ancient summoning, but rather more akin to the Watchguard and the Infernal Blast in terms of position. And when the new faction launches, we plan to introduce not only entirely new heroes, but also familiar ones joining the factions in time, taking on fresh roles with the new combinations.
Will the new faction bring in old heroes as well? Like, when they added Arbiters, they made Valkyra and was Constance already a Watcher? Then I don't know. But, a couple heroes became Arbiters. Like, is that same thing gonna happen? And they did clarify, yes, there will be old heroes added to this faction, which will give them new utility and usage. So this would be great to see. We see some bows and arrows. Looks like this is a crossbow focused one. So I'm assuming someone like Lucius could enter this faction. Maybe we'll get some Apson who has no love and utility at this point. Maybe he would join. Why not? Turn absent into a tactician. He is a centaur after all. Make him be a tactician. Although I don't think that would happen. But alright. Make him part of this faction maybe. And I don't know. Let me know in the comments, guys. Who do you think could fit the vibe of this new faction from just a little bit we know so far? So the other tidbit when asking questions about the faction was that the vibe would be, or their utility might be like, Watchers and Infernal. So what does that mean? If you're comparing them to the Watcher and Infernal factions, what does that mean? Again, let me know in the comments below if you guys want to analyze that one. And then the last part that I can think of regarding this faction was, I guess the ability, like, are they going to be a normal faction, like from the other summons, or are they ancient exclusive? Is this a new third faction like Chaos and Arbiter? No, it's not an ancient exclusive faction. So that was the stuff I got to ask and learn about at the actual meetup event. Also, Fastidious had asked a question about like banners. Like, would it be possible instead of just slowly releasing new heroes and taking forever to fill up the faction, could they do like a faction banner where you could only summon heroes from that faction, or an increased drop rate of all the heroes in the faction? You know, like maybe release a bunch at the same time and they're all on that banner, boosted. That's a fun idea. But they actually did not answer that part of the question. I think they misinterpreted what they meant, but it was difficult with the Q&A because of the live translations. Like it was in the moment trying to talk to an audience and translate, and it didn't quite go over as probably smoothly as they hoped, I'm sure, either. But that's okay. We really appreciate the effort either way. Okay, let's continue, and let me know any other thoughts about a new faction in the comments below.
Corridor of Conquest.
Evolution within
A boss
every
challenge mode that encourages plentiful team building and tactical planning, with no pressure on the account progression. Take on powerful bosses your way with your own roster, and push the limits of your strategy.
Okay, so Corridor of Conquest. Curious, for sure, though. But you could see that was the one where they showed the same bosses that they kind of teased, like Thalin, Nastia, and some others there. Okay, there's 4 bosses we know at least.
DLC.
So, Vastier Worlds, waiting for your exploration. I know this is, what the hell is DLC? This is a weird thing to say. I think it just means related to, I remember having to look this up. Is it like a roguelike? Crap, I'm terrible. I forgot what it means already. I might have to add that in. But yeah, this is a very intriguing one when you look at the heroes and everything they show. It looks like we're gonna have unique versions of these heroes either as enemies, or they're the heroes we play with, but there's a different story going on and they've transformed for whatever reason. I guess we'll find out.
A brand new map with explorable features filled with eventful choices and stages to challenge. An unforgettable experience of strategy that you have never seen before.
Super cool. Yeah, so I guess that kind of... the next thing is open world exploration though, so I don't think it's open world. But the DLC sounds like a roguelike, right?
Skeleton's open world exploration journey. Accompany your little skeleton to explore and grow on the lands of Taya. Ditching all those grinding cliché, uncovering the unique side of Taya.
Love it. So the open world exploration, they did confirm that is gonna be like the Transylvania Dracula event. I did not record while this was playing. I recorded some during the Q&A, but not all of it. But yeah, there will be stuff that is like the Dracula event. So that's cool. I'm pretty sure the open world exploration with the skeleton is like the Dracula event. That doesn't feel... Is that considered completely open worlds? I don't know. We'll see how they implement it, right? Right. I guess it's debatable. Some people, even though you walk around and move and make choices and collect things and like fight whatever, people don't always consider that open world unless you like truly can explore and there's less limits. But even open world games have limits these days. Can't enter certain areas unless you beat something, so that's a debatable term, I guess. How open does open world need to be for you? All right, let's see the final part.
A clash between another world, familiar characters, unforeseeable encounters.
So we've seen this trailer, right?
This is only the beginning of the infinite evolution. A heartfelt appreciation for all the supporting players. We will always be with you.
So Assassin's Creed, let's rewind a little bit here. What do we know from the event about Assassin's Creed? Probably our most commonly asked question we're going to keep getting. Nothing is the answer. Unfortunately, to burst your bubbles, guys, they did not give us any new information about Assassin's Creed. I was like, where's the longer version of a trailer? And I think they were like, we don't have one yet. So they don't even have it yet. I mean, maybe it's probably in the process. There's probably other characters or other things to reveal soon. But they didn't have another trailer to show us yet, or at least that they legally could. So that one I am obviously understanding on, though. When you do a collab with an IP, there's very strict laws, rules, regulations around what is revealed when and how, and exactly like, yeah, there's very strict rules. I know this. I've talked to other people about this as well. So unfortunately, they're probably not going to give us much until it's almost ready to really build that hype again, which I would like to assume that as soon as the anniversary event is over, you know, the end of July, we maybe have a week of very basic gameplay stuff again. I'll feel like a week to recover, and then maybe even within that week we get more official announcements and excitement. I would think within 2 weeks we have official announcements. Why not? Like, people are going to be like, oh, I'm so drained from anniversary, but we know this is coming too. So I think there's going to be a lot of hype, and I kind of expect it to be sooner rather than later, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm just guessing that it's going to be within a couple weeks to at least announce it. Maybe it won't come out, but I hope that they give us like a couple weeks of notice, you know, like we did now for the anniversary event. We had the anniversary event, a full announced like the date, a full 2 weeks at least before. So I'm hoping with Assassin's Creed, knowing that things are limited, even more so, that they maybe consider giving more, like 2, 3, 4 weeks notice for the exact start, and maybe even how some of the events are going to be in the characters, so people know. But we have known it's coming, so I'm sure people are already mentally prepared as best we can be. Alright guys, sorry for this different format. I don't know, it worked, I think, kind of. I will do another video for the dev talk, because I felt like that was a bit different. And what I'll do for that one is I will voice over the subtitles that are all in Chinese, or where the devs are speaking in Chinese, because I do understand that that's hard to follow, and some people don't want to read subtitles while watching a video, and you'd rather listen to it. So I will do a video of that one as well soon.